Yo, what up though? It's your boy DJ Icentric, and we in the house, man. The Realest Spit, kicking the real, straight, no chase, no gossip, no bullshit, man. Just the real spit from a real dude, man. Want to say what up to y'all first and foremost, man. Been a long time, man. But I'm here officially kicking it on this podcast again. The Realest Spit. Shout out to all of my followers, man. All of my people that's been looking for me, that's been checking for me, that's been wondering what's going on. As I said, we just had to make a few changes and switch some things up, man. And just kind of figure out what's going on with the personnel situation. Right now it's just me. Again, shout out to my man V. Smith. Hope you're doing well. Do your thing, man. I'm here for you if you need me. Also want to send a shout out to all my supporters and all my followers out there, man, that stay with me and stay on my head and say, man, keep doing it. What you doing? You wasting time? You bullshitting? No, I'm not bullshitting, man. I've been on it every single day, every single minute, trying to push this thing forward, man. Just because a person is taking their time with something don't mean that they're bullshitting. It just simply means that they're taking their time with it. But without further ado, man, we're going to get to it, man. I hope everybody out there is doing well in this pandemic situation that we are still in the midst of, by the way. I know everybody is eager to move on and eager to look forward and get past this thing. But there still hasn't been any official clearances in terms of a cure or that it's gone and it's not in the air anymore, and that we are now safe. Or at least I still haven't heard anything, along those measures, man. I mean, we certainly hope that we are in the clear, but that clearance hasn't been given. While it's a good idea to start thinking and planning on getting things back to normal and reopening things and everybody just going about the regular everyday day to day. I still think we should pump the brakes just a little bit, man, on I guess getting it back to what we call quote unquote normal. Because the one thing we don't want is for everybody to think that they're good and we start going on and with the bringing everybody together in the large groups and we going back to the beach and going back to the pools and going back to these different countries on vacations, and then next thing you know, in a couple months the reports are bigger than they ever were before. We need to make sure that we are in the clear from all of that. But just like everybody else, I'm eager and very, very impatient and ready to get this thing going, man. My prayers go out to everybody out there, anybody that's lost someone in this situation or anyone that's taken ill and just having a time recovering and coming back from it. My prayers go out to you. My condolences go out to those that have lost someone. Whether it's COVID-19 or just any situation. Recently, I recently had a very, very, very bad death experience in my immediate family, and it's really kind of taken us all by storm, and we're all trying to cope with it as best we can, yeah, I mean, that is a hard thing, man. It's a hard thing to, and it just always seems like it comes in bunches, like it just happens, just three people all at once. And it's just like, wow. And it's like, okay, you didn't, the first one didn't hit you hard enough. Okay, here, what you think about this one? Oh, okay. You still good? Okay. Well, what about this one? It's like, God is really, really testing you, man, really testing your faith, man. And really, really testing your I don't know, I guess testing your faith. I guess that's the best word for it. But either way, rest in peace to all our loved ones that we've lost. And we're going to continue to live this life as best we can and enjoy the time that we have left. And, just kind of live for them and try to do good for them and not let their deaths be in vain. To move on to some topics, man. One topic I want to get in and out of, because it's really kind of redundant at this point. I mean, it's just one of those things where it kind of is what it is, and you see it how you see it. This whole Ahumad Arbrey situation, man. Now, everybody knows what it is, but we'll give it the brief review. So, two white men witness a young black man, suspicious young black man. We'll go ahead and put that word in there, running down the street. And because of some recent activity of some previous break-ins and some previous footage that they have on tape, they just assumed that this black man was up to no good or had done something wrong. And so they decide that they're going to, take the law into their own hands and be Batman and Robin and run and grab their tool belts, rolled down on this young man and took his life. Now, we can all go back and forth about, the laws, man, well, the law says this and the Georgia law is this and the Georgia law is that. And, man, why would he do this and why he do that? That went on a little sooner than I wanted it to. Yeah, that's the 911 call. But before we get to this, hold on, let me press pause on this. Before we get to that, again, we can go back and forth about what's the law, what the law says, how the law is written, what's this and what's that. The bottom line is these men had absolutely no right to ride down on this young man and take his life the way that they did. Whatever he did wrong, whatever we think he did wrong, he should be alive right now to explain himself. He should be alive right now to stand in front of a judge. He should be alive right now to plead his case. They decided that, he's not going to do that. We tired of this dude. We think he's the one that's been causing problems. And so we gonna teach him a lesson. We're going to let this be a lesson. They had no right to do that. And it just comes down to that. And again, I just want to go back into that because the call interrupted me. For those that want to sit and talk about, that the social media paralegals that, all of a sudden have Googled the Georgia laws and want to tell the people of Georgia, what the laws are and what the law says. Again, I live in Georgia. I've been here for over 17 years. I've been in the home buying process 3 times. And even before then, what you see this young man doing on this tape, on both tapes, the tape from the daytime and the tape that they saying may be him from like 10 to 12 nights before. What you see him doing on that tape, I have done numerous of times. I can't even say how many times I've done that. Walk through a newly constructed home just to see what the building process is. Man, I wonder how they doing this. How many bedrooms is this gonna have? Me and thousands of other people. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. I've been seen doing it. I've been talked to while doing it. Never, not once has it been brought to my attention that I was breaking any kind of law, committing any kind of crime or violation, or causing any harm or damage to anything. Never, not once has anybody approached me or come at me with that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, thousands of people do that in the city. There's home constructions going up all over the world. And unless it's a situation where it's safe, your safety is in question, if they're currently working, that will be the only time where you can't walk in or aren't permitted to walk in. But if it's a clear, secured environment, meaning there's no all the tools have been put up, nobody's working, nobody's doing anything, everything's been put up. And it's safe to move through. I mean, you're pretty much moving at your own, you're pretty much playing at your own risk at that point. There is no law, and I don't care what you read, there is no law against that. Hence the 911 call when the gentleman calls in and says, "Hey, we have a black guy walking through a home that's under construction." Immediately the lady asks, "Well, what is he doing wrong?" And matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and play that, man. Since the cat is out the bag, man, we'll go ahead and get that out the way. We'll play this 911 call This is the call on the day. Now there's two different calls, but we just gonna play the call that happened on the day of the actual, just minutes before the actual murder. They're bleeping out the addresses, of course.
And you said someone's breaking into it right now? No, it's almost open. It's under construction. And he's running right now. There he goes right now. Okay, what is he doing? He's running down the street. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. I'll get them out there. I just need to know what he was doing wrong. Was he just on the premises and not supposed to be? And he's been caught on the camera a bunch before at night. Kind of an ongoing thing out here.
Now he's trying to justify why he's actually calling and why please send somebody out here. That's what that's about.
And you said it was a male in a black t-shirt? A white t-shirt, black guy, white t-shirt. And he's done run back.
Yeah. So that's that, man. I mean, we all know what happened after that. So bottom line, man, the point I wanted to make by playing that video is you have 911 on the phone. You have a law official on the phone, someone who is there to determine, what's wrong and what's not, and is it necessary or is not. Now, granted, in most cases they're going to send the police anyway, whether it's a bogus call or not. They're usually going to still put it in for someone to show up, and then it's just up to the police whether or not they actually want to respond to it. But she is actually asking him. He says, well, it's a black guy. He's in a home under construction. Her question, what is he doing wrong? Oh, he's running down the street. Okay, what has he done wrong? You know what I'm saying? If any law has been broken just by him simply being on the property, then it would be case closed. As soon as he said that, it's a black man walking in a home that's under construction. Okay, no problem. We sending a cop out there right now to stop that man from doing the wrong thing that he's doing. The fact that she didn't come to that conclusion immediately lets you know that no law is being broken. Nothing is being done wrong. And like I said, this is because we do this all the time down here in Georgia. Unless there's a sign up that says no trespassing, unless it's a sign that says do not enter, or the doors closed and are locked. You know what I'm saying? Though it's okay to walk in there. Now, no one's advising you to walk in there, but if you decide to do it, no one's gonna come and no one is supposed to come put a gun in your face and tell you that you can't. That's the whole point that we're trying to make. And bottom line, I don't care if the kid actually did do something wrong. There is no justification for running, going and getting your gun, riding down on him, shooting him dead in the street. You became the judge, the jury, and the executioner all at one time. That is not what a citizen's arrest is. Let's get to that ridiculous law, because yes, it is a law in Georgia that says a citizen does have the right to make an arrest. Now, if you ask any lawyer or any police officer, any judge, anybody that has anything to do with law, First, when they hear the term citizen's arrest, they're gonna laugh, they're gonna snicker, but they're gonna explain to you that the only reason this was put in place for store clerks or a librarian or something that sees somebody taking a bag of chips or taking a book out of the library. They have the right to immediately grab them. The law permits them to then put their hands on that person and use reasonable force to contain that person while the police comes. You see what I'm saying? And that's how that law is written out. You do have the right, if you see a crime being committed, or you have the immediate knowledge that a crime was committed, you do have the right to detain that person until the police comes. Nowhere in that law is it written that says you have the right to chase them, ride down the street, put your gun in their face, and when they don't stop, go ahead and kill them. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're trying to tie the stand your ground law in on that. Which that law is written out in plain English as well. Stand your ground means if you are in a situation where through no action of your own, through no fault of your own or no actions of your own, you are in a situation where your life is in immediate danger. You then have the right to draw your weapon and protect yourself. That is what the stand your ground law. It don't mean that you go get to start something and then kill the person when it don't go your way. That's not what stand your ground means. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can pull all of this stuff up. I can show y'all visual aids on the video, but I'm not doing that. I mean, that information is there for you, just like it's here for me. Just like I can research it and pull it up and show y'all what all of this stuff is, you can go do the same thing for yourself, man. I say all the time, man, research means getting all of the information, not just the bits and pieces in the sentences and phrases that save your argument or help your argument. You know, you got to get all of the information, man. Now it's not my job to teach you or to show you what it is. It's just my job to let you know that you don't know what you're talking about and you sound stupid. Now, if you're not stupid, then prove it. Show me that you're not. Go look up the law. Let's go look up the law together and put what you're reading, that is the law, up against what you're seeing on that video. Because you don't see that young man grabbing anything, picking up anything, walking out with anything, which means no law is being committed. You know what I'm saying? You can see on the video where you still see the walls and stuff ain't even all the way up. So it's not even officially a dwelling. Like, that's another debate that we were going back and forth. Oh man, the home is under construction is a dwelling. No, when the walls are up, or there's running water, or there's appliances all in, and doors are. It's a whole lot of documents that break down the differences in that as well. You can see on the video where you can see the lights and stuff. And everything that's going on outside, which shows you there's no wall. They haven't completed putting the walls up, so it's not yet a dwelling. I mean, so the fact that this has even been an ongoing debate about what he did and what they had the right to do. I mean, come on, man. We all know if the situation were in reverse, if you take that exact same scenario, you put two black men and one white boy, and it's the exact same scenario, and they ride down on that young man and kill him the way that they killed Ahumad. Would this be a debate? Would we even be talking about whether or not those men were going to jail or not? Absolutely not. They would have been arrested immediately. They would be on trial for murder, and they would be convicted immediately, pandemic or not. The grand jury would have met right then to start the process on that. And we all know that. So let's just stop, man. I mean, this is just simply gonna come down to every other case, like how every other case boils down. How it's prosecuted, how it's defended, how the jury hears it, how the judge sees it. If they want to put those men in jail, there's plenty of reasons to put them in jail. If they want to keep them out, they can find plenty of technicalities and reasons to keep them out. So, and that's just what it is. But it won't have anything to do with how the law is written, because we all know that there's ways into or around that. And that's that, man. We'll move on to something else, man. Another thing we wanted to talk about, man. Tekashi 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez. That's what I'm gonna call him, because that's who he is. Tekashi 6ix9ine is not a real person. Not a real person that and he doesn't do any real things. Now, congratulations to him. I mean, he's made himself a money making machine. He's turned himself into a money making machine. He knows how to market himself. He knows how to get everybody's attention. He knows how to drive up the numbers. I mean, and congratulations to him, man. That makes him a fantastic businessman, a fantastic product. But in terms of how I feel about him and what I think about him, we're not even gonna get into the snitching aspect of it. I mean, obviously we know that he snitched. He's admitted that he snitched. I mean, even if he didn't admit it, we all know what snitching is. So it's no longer a question of did he snitch or was it snitching or was it not snitching? Of course it was. The only conversation is the next conversation that we can have about that is, how do you feel about snitches? How do you feel about snitching? That's the next conversation to have. It's not a conversation of whether or not he did or didn't do it. And like I said, that's a long conversation for another day. And we certainly don't need to get into it right now. As far as Daniel Hernandez himself, aka Tekashi 6ix9ine, it just, people have to ask themselves, these kids have to ask themselves, how do y'all feel about sitting up here riding with a person that's just not authentic, man. I mean, he's not who he says he is. He barks and riles and growls and motherfuckers this and motherfuckers that and suck this and suck that, and then and then we'll turn around and say, oh man, these guys had me scared for my life. They were threatening my family. They were making me do this stuff. If somebody's making you do something, then that pretty much tells us who you are. Because nobody's gonna make me do anything. You know what I'm saying? Threaten my family or not. That's not saying that I don't care about my family. Of course I'm gonna do any and all things to protect my family. But even still, you're not gonna threaten me, man, and force me to do things that I don't want to do. I mean, we're going to find a way around that. I promise you that. And so, with that said, man, I just find it baffling that these kids or whoever it is that's actually following this kid and honoring this kid and giving this kid any kind of praise or any kind of respect, man. It's just it's baffling to me. Well, I'm gonna take the word respect out of there because he is a man, he is a human being. So for that reason, he deserves respect. But to celebrate and honor this dude and glorify him, I mean, what are we saying? What are you saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody want to say, well, man, it's just, oh man, it ain't real. It is real. It is real. Who said that hip hop? Who said that you don't have to be about the shit that you say? Whoever said that? Whoever said that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it has to be something authentic about it. It has to be something when you're consistently saying, when it's not just in your music, but you're acting like this person. You're acting like the person that you're portraying in the music. Then it becomes a matter of authenticity. You know what I'm saying? And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with somebody, barking. And then whimpering when it's time to be that guy. But again, we're not going to dwell on that. I just wanted to speak on and just basically acknowledge the fact that as a DJ, I just want to make sure I let it be known as a DJ, and this might be off topic, but as a DJ, I don't play any Tekashi 6ix9ine. I haven't played any Tekashi 6ix9ine, and it doesn't have anything to do with him being a snitch. It just has everything to do with me just not feeling him, just not feeling the music. I don't feel him in the music. You know what I'm saying? And so I've never played it. And I'm just letting you know that I never will. You know what I'm saying? For whatever that's worth. I mean, I don't know if anybody has ever heard me spin or appreciate the way that I spin, but just what he is and what he represents doesn't fit in my vibe, man. And but that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to make sure I put that out there, man. As I said, this is the Realest Spit. I'm just trying to keep it as real as I absolutely can. But that's about it, man. Those are the things that I wanted to address. I know I might have been all over the place a little bit, and for that I apologize, but these are just some immediate things that have been on my mind. I don't have anything written down or anything mapped out. I just wanted to just give you what was on my mind, what was in my heart about these particular topics. Stay tuned, man. The Realest Spit is back in full effect. DJ Icentric, man. I'm gonna keep giving it to y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. If I'm being ridiculous, if I've said anything out of place or out of line, by all means, let me know, man. Obviously, we're gonna stay up on this whole Ahumad Arbrey situation to see how it goes, how it plays out. I think I pretty much got in mind how it's gonna go, but we could all hope for the best. We gonna keep it locked, man. Here at the Realest Spit, DJ Icentric. Holla back.